Yo, what is up, fam? Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to get used to that. I just got a phone mount and I'm obsessed. I think it's awesome. I think I definitely waited way too long for one of these. But yeah, this thing is sweet, and I did just want to film a quick podcast on my way home. And what do I want to talk about? I'm literally going to decide on the spot. The one thing I want to talk about is something that I think is super important. And that is going to be social media. Why is social media something that I find super important? Well, simply because of the opportunity that social media provides for us as humans. And you might be like, well, what the fuck does it provide? And the thing that it provides is just an easier way for us to communicate with others. So, what does that mean again? Well, that just means that it's a much easier world for us humans to communicate and find other humans that are interested and passionate about the same things that we are, which is super, super cool. It's honestly one of the coolest and best things about the internet. However, I think a lot of people are just scared to put their passions and personality out on the internet because of, whatever upbringing they may have had or whatever influence they have from their surroundings or environment. But one of the things that I've found to be the most liberating about creating content is just the fact that you get to connect with other human beings that are passionate about what you're passionate about. And it's fun, like, you know how it is, like, when you talk to somebody and you find out that they're interested in something that you're interested in, like, you could talk for hours then, like, conversation just gets much easier, and you just enjoy the other person's company so much more. And I honestly just love that about interacting with people in general, and that's why social media has, like, truly been an outlet for me that has been better than any other outlet I've ever found. And I just think it's fascinating that the internet is so young and that social media is so young, because it is going to be such a huge, huge impact in many of our lives. And I just think that's, like, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that and take advantage of it and potentially grow something and build something for yourself, utilizing, just your passion and your ability to connect and, talk to others. And obviously, like, there's a lot of people in this world that aren't like me and, are more introverted or just more interested in doing other things, not necessarily like connecting with others, and that's cool. Like, a lot of times those people are the ones that like to interact with somebody like me, which I think is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, because I like everybody, I like every kind of personality. I genuinely think people are cool, and I think there are so many different avenues to show show how and what you stand for and who you are, and any avenue that may be, which, if it's art, if it's sports, if it's creating, if it's, like, literally whatever it may be, I'll admire it. I think it's cool to a degree, and yeah, that's why I think social media is literally like the next best thing for any individual to partake in, especially the ones that like to talk to people and that genuinely are kind and, like I said, like to have friends and stuff like that. But it's not for everybody, but it is. If you're thinking about it, just do it. Like, there's no reason for you not to partake in this social media venture. And ultimately, if you start it, like, you have to realize it's gonna take time. Like, for me, for example, I'm a new content creator. I've only been doing this podcast for not even a full year, not even a couple months really. So like, that's why I'm not gonna expect anything major from this, other than me just getting across the points that I want to get across and just putting out what I want to put out, and hopefully attracting the type of people that I hope to have in my community and network in the future. And I know it's going to take time. You know, it's going to take 5 years before the Car Talk podcast is probably, you know, super meaningful and has a huge following, but I'm cool with it. I'm even cool with it not having a huge following. Like, I don't care. I feel good about it, and that's what matters. And I've already connected with a few people about it, and they seem to be enjoying it. And if you're enjoying this, and if you're enjoying this podcast at all, like, please comment, give me a little boost of confidence, a little bit of fire under my butt to put out more of these, because I genuinely love doing this kind of stuff. And like everybody, the good, you know, like, this is good for me to do, and I think social media is good for a lot of people to do. Even if you're introverted, I think it's a good thing for you to do. But good things are hard, and good things don't, you know, come easily. And that's why I genuinely believe that if you want it, you're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to go through a lot of bullshit. You're gonna have to put up the camera when you don't want to put up the camera, and do it, because that's ultimately the only thing holding you back, is just starting and doing it. A lot of times, like, even the thing that I don't like to do the most, which a lot of you guys know, like, I can't stand going to work. It's just like me going to school when I was a kid. Like, I genuinely can't stand going to work. But if I'm being honest, the idea of going to work is way worse than going to work. Like, once I'm there, it's much better. And it's true with creating content, you know, like, once I put up the camera and once I get it going, like, I feel better. You know, like, it's just natural. And I think that, you know, even with fishing, for me, like, you know, I of course want to catch big fish every year, you know, and I keep track of the catches that I accumulate and stuff throughout the year. But ultimately, at 4:35 a.m., am I going to want to get up? No. But is it good for me? Is it going to potentially increase the chance of me catching a big fish? Of course. And every single morning that I've gotten up to fish this summer, I've been so thankful for it. And that just, I feel like, proves my point that, you know, even the things that you love more than anything in the world, and that, you know, you try not to take advantage of, or take for granted, I should say, you know, even sometimes those things are hard to do, or to start, rather, because once you do it, it's fun. Like, you love it, and that's, you know, that's good for you. Like, practicing your craft is good. And so, yeah, I just hope with this podcast you guys can get a little bit of motivation to hopefully start something of your own. Like, literally, all you got to do is, if you're self-conscious of, you know, your network already and your community that you've got already, like, that's okay. Just make a new Instagram account, you know, make a new YouTube account, make a new TikTok account, you know, make a different profile. It's going to take a while. They're never going to see it until they're going to eventually see it. And once they see it, it's going to be when you've got like 1,000, couple thousand followers or subscribers. And it's just because of the fact that it's stumbled upon their page. And then they'd be like, oh my gosh, this guy's doing this? Oh, that's freaking cool. I remember when we were in English class, you know, and wow, you know, like, and they'll just think of and then they may even follow you and join the journey. Or they'll be like, dang, that's cool. All right, bet. You know, like, and not, you know, like, just see it. And, like, that's what I've come to realize, is that I almost wish I would have just used my normal account for everything, because I probably would have been perfectly fine. Like, but I was just worried about the judgment. I was worried about the outside validation, or, you know, like, potentially, like I said, them just judging me. So, you know, with that being said, I don't want that to be you. I don't want that to be anyone that is following this ALP podcast. I want you, if you are ambitious, if you have a desire to create content, I want you to start doing it. And I want you to do it in a small way, so that someday you can be doing it in a big way. And that someday is going to be, you know, 5 to 10, 15 years. Like, it's not going to be 20, 30, 40, and it might be, but genuinely, just love the journey. And I swear, once you start, you're gonna love it. Like, there's no chance that you're not gonna love it. You're not gonna get haters right away. 9 out of 10 times, the people that actually interact with your content are gonna think you're super cool, and they're gonna be super supportive and super positive, which is obviously super rejuvenating, super, good for the soul. Like, it's just gonna keep you motivated to keep going. And then eventually you're gonna truly develop a group of people that are like genuinely curious about you. Like, they just want to see you do good. They want to see your life every day. They want to see what you're up to. And when you don't, like for me, for example, if I don't want to post for a day, which is totally healthy and totally fine, I do that. But those people check in with me. They're like, hey, is everything okay? I noticed you didn't post anything. Did you not go to the gym? Did you not go fishing? Like, everything okay? And a lot of times I'll be like, yeah, dude, I'm so thankful that you checked in with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that more than you know. But yeah, I'm great. I'm just, unplugging a little bit, just enjoying my day. Just got done with the gym, gonna go fishing later. Might post a little bit then. And that's the beauty of it. Just finding and connecting with other people that are kind and cool and just about whatever you're about. So, as always, like how I like to end every podcast, if you're happy, go out, spread that happiness. And if, you enjoyed this podcast, just please let me know. Like I said, that's so rejuvenating to hear. And, yeah. Stay curious. I'm happy we're driving safe now. Anyway, we'll see you guys next Car Talk podcast. Peace.